Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the first week of October 2024. Now, this is a whole new season, a whole new environment starting to open up. I just want to first send out lots of love and blessings and hugs to those who have been really dealing with some major challenges over the last few weeks. I've been kind of sitting in the middle of a circle of people, of energies that, where there's been a lot of loss, there's been a lot of change, major disruptions happening. I just want to say this is all for the good. If you feel like you have lost something of great value, from a positive point of view, you may have been freed of another restriction. And if you have experienced, say, an asset or something monetary, then and it's something that you built up yourself and you put in with all your time and effort and your skills, then know that you still have those skills. That hasn't been taken away from you, and that an empty pot can still be filled. And if you are to look around at the other things in your life that are bearing fruit or are living and breathing, you may realise that they hold a lot more value. Now, as far as loss in death and, people in pain, that kind of thing, okay, I'm not saying that you haven't lost great value, you have, but there may be something else that you've been able to release through this passing. Okay, I'm not taking away your grief, I'm not judging you harshly or saying you can't be sad. Of course you can. But there is always a possibility or an upward side. And this full moon that we've just been through and this whole period of eclipses has been about releasing things that we're holding on to, things that we've been afraid of letting go of. So it could be a person or who has been a restriction in your life, but you've been afraid to let go because you don't know anything different. This is a time of new territory. Okay, so really consider, how can I move forwards now? How can I expand now? What is my next step? And instead of looking at the biggest step, the biggest dream, although I want you to look at the biggest dream on the horizon, let go of seeing that as the biggest challenge yet or the biggest mountain to climb. Go right back to the beginning and start looking at the small steps that you can take. Now, for instance, if you want to write a book, okay, and I give a lot of people this guidance, okay, you want to write a book, okay, and you've decided it's going to be 16 chapters long. Ask yourself, how much time do you need to create an outline? How much time do you need to, label all the chapters, decide on the characters and that? Do that groundwork first. Decide that. Then ask yourself, how long is it going to take to write a chapter? And if it only takes 2 days or a day or a week, give yourself a little bit more extended time on top of that. Okay, so say you can write a chapter very quickly in 3 days. I'm not saying edit it and, get it exactly right. This is for your first draft of a book, okay? Because things change as you start writing. Just like in life, okay? So see your life, your focus, your goal as your chapters that you're going to take. And say you say, right, it's going to take me a day to write a chapter. Great. And is that easy? Is it easy? Yeah, I can do it. I can write the chapter. It's going to take me, maybe 4 or 5 hours. Okay, so add another 2 days onto that. So then you are ready for any unexpected events. And if necessary, give yourself a week for that one chapter. And if you've got time in that week to then do some editing and work on different styles or flow or however, or more research, then great. But give that whole chapter a week if necessary. Extend the time frame. Don't limit yourself. Give yourself more space and time and energy to do things, because then you're going to enjoy them. Then with those 16 chapters, you can gauge that it's going to take you 4 months. Now, right at the beginning, when you decided to write this book, you might have been thinking about this book for 2 years, 2, 3, maybe 10 years. You go, I really want to write a book. I want to be a writer. I want to be the bestseller. But what have you done? Have you been writing notes? Have you been gathering research? Or have you been putting it aside because something was more important? This is a time to choose value. This is a time to decide what is the happiest path to take. And, what's your greatest goal? And start just breaking it up into little chapters. Okay? So if it's a book you want to write, if it's a business you want to build, break it down. Look at the ultimate win, okay? The ultimate success, the thing that you're going to start maybe gaining rewards from it. And instead of saying, well, I really want to do my own business and I really want to start, but I'm working all the time and, I really hate my job and I can't afford to give up my job, then do you have time at the weekend? Even an hour, once a week, could you give to that business? And then plot out each chapter of that business, how it's going to grow. Realistically, though, like I said, give yourself a bit more time. If you've got kids, if you've got, a heavy job, you've got family needs, all of that. Yes, of course, they often have to take precedence. And often with children, things change overnight. You never know what you're going to get, right? And so when you're ready to have that whole day to yourself, generally something gets in the way. But that's to test your value. That's to test your commitment to yourself. Or should we say practice? It's a practice of commitment. Because we're always afraid of tests. Start building a healthy routine in tiny, tiny portions. I mean, when you get a cake, a big cake, you only have a slice. You don't need to eat the whole thing at once. You can portion it off over the week. So start doing that with your time frames, with your, goals and all of that, and start getting them ready. And consider a 3-month period, this 3-month seasonal period, and what you want to achieve for, right at the beginning of January. Now, we're coming into Jupiter retrograde, and this is a good time because this is a time to go inward and to really consider how you want to expand inside yourself. So this is your inner joy, your inner wins, your inner luxuries, your best self. Create, building the light inside you and giving to you and giving yourself the blessings, creating the blessings from inside, creating your inner opportunities rather than waiting to be given the confirmation or be given the doorways. Open them yourself by taking control without control in a less controlling way. Now, there's going to be change this week. There is going to be opportunities for making more money. I do see these little tunnels opening up for people. There is a sense of freedom coming. There is a sense of expansion. Opportunities to look further afield. Opportunities to look outside your comfort zone. Some of you may be being pushed. You might feel that someone's annoying you, irritating you, knocking on your door all the time, calling you all the time with offers. If it keeps happening, even when you've deleted them or blocked them and they're still trying to get in, start addressing it. There may be something in it. The things that are irritating you right now could be your biggest wins yet. They could be the thing that actually set you free. In order to let go of your pain, you need to start being good to yourself. And that is to allow yourself to heal and feel the pain. Grief comes in many ways, in many forms. However, it's a process. This isn't like ripping off a plaster and everything's going to be okay. It's about ripping off the plaster and allowing the healing to then take place. Give yourself time. Expand your time frame. Be realistic. The whole of the last 2 months have been so tricky, so up and down. Things have just been coming at us left, right and centre. It's like the universe has suddenly said, right, I'm just going to give you all these practice tests all at once. We're going to keep changing the goalposts. What's happening? It's like we're being caught unawares. Like if you're doing a driving test and you're coming up with traffic that you haven't experienced before and different scenarios. That's the real practice. It's how you react, how you determine what comes next, how you prepare yourself. The learning is in the doing. So it's all a process. So give yourself time. There is a bit of jealousy around. So just be aware of that if you're feeling very creative. So I would just kind of keep your ideas to yourself. Just get on with it. You don't need to share it with the world. Sometimes too much talk is just talk. It's not doing. It's wishing. It's explaining ourselves. It's about taking those steps, doing something that is productive, that will take you closer to your goal. There is definitely a change of direction coming as far as relationships are concerned. And this is because whatever is happening is draining you. Now, for some of you, you may really want to have a rest. And it may not be something you're used to, but Spirit is saying, do it. There is an email coming, or there's messages coming that can put your mind at rest and offer support. So you need to give yourself the love, give yourself the time out to get that, okay? You may find a little bit of a dip where a relationship is concerned. But these dips are there so that we can learn to rebuild, to climb our way out, to find the strength to come out of that dark place. I do see again, so I'm seeing abundance, I'm seeing more money on new journeys. So some of you may decide to start a new project or take on a new pathway this week. And I do see it being lucrative. It's a very inspiring one. It is going to come with its challenges, but once you're on this road, you're going to need to keep going to get the rewards. Okay, it's not going to, you will get some along the way, obviously. I'm seeing a lot of fun and play. I do see protection as well over these challenges. These are just to reroute you, to give you more strength, give you stronger foundations. There's definitely a change of scenery for some of you, and I do see inspiration around a house matter or a moving situation, how to rearrange things or restructure to make it better. Let go of any anger that you're holding on to. I can see the heart is indifferent. It's like, I don't want to let go of the anger because I'm still annoyed about this and it's not justified. And it's like, well, you can, voice what you have to do, voice your truth, and then let it go. If someone else is angry, let them be angry. It's not your issue. There's definitely learning around this, and I do see about investment spending, what's new beginnings coming in where you could have to go on a course and learn something different, new. It's worth the spend. That's what I'm getting here. So if any of you are questioning that, or you're thinking, I don't want to do that because last time it all went wrong and I got hurt and and all that, there's the angry stuff. There's the indifference in your heart. Is just say, look, what is really going to take me forwards again? What's going to take me away from my purpose? The green light is on here to have a bit of fun, and that will rebalance a lot of energies. So if you are angry, look at something in a more joyful way and lighten it. Just lighten it up and say, you know what? It really isn't worth giving it any more energy. Just let go of it. What's the most important thing here is to have flow, is to move forwards, is to have a fulfilled day. I do see dates that some of you may go on, a romantic date that could bring up some mixed emotions as well. I feel it could knock you, you may question your confidence, but I do see it very, very much about learning value and freeing yourself from low quality energies. So you may think, this person's amazing, and they've talked the talk and everything, but when you actually meet them, they're not really walking the walk, or they're being a little bit frugal. Maybe they offer you the bill to pay, or they're like, immediately we're splitting the bill, or they're counting out all the items. I'm not saying that's not a great thing to do, but it just focusing on the money and how much everything costs, and that's what I'm getting with this day. It could actually dampen it a little bit. You just want to have some fun. If you're going on a date, make sure you've got enough to cover it. And enjoy it, not go out if you've got less and you've got to be scarce, okay? It could be that you meet someone and you learn something about how valuable you are, what qualities you have, and you feel free, suddenly free of this uncertainty and doubt in your heart. There's definitely a choice coming up for some of you, a decision between two loves. to things that you want to do with it, there isn't there isn't a way forwards with both. It's going to have to be this week. Be confident. Be confident in your decision. Know what you want. Just listen to your heart. Patience will pay off. Emotional patience. I do see, again, a lot of support around for some of you. Go into more detail about things. Like I said, when goals come up and you're looking at starting a new project, really look at the details of whether this can be done. Make a little plan that can be flexible. Like I said, expand, open out the boundaries a little bit where you can maneuver things. So if there is anything unexpected, lighten your load that way and take the pressure off. And I do see a very positive outcome. So I hope that you've enjoyed this read, and if you'd like a private reading with me, then please go to www.saraperrypsychic.com. All the details are in the description box below, and you will find lots and lots of things there that you can click on, and join me on my Facebook group, my mentoring group. And if you would like any details or you've got any questions, then please do comment below. And if you really feel the need to do so and you've really enjoyed this, then please do like, share and subscribe, as it really helps my channel to grow.